Everyone's talking about the decline in NFL offense this season, but what's really behind it? Through the first 2 weeks of 2024, offensive numbers have nosedived, especially in the passing game. But this issue goes deeper than just fewer deep passes or yards. So what's really going on inside of these NFL offenses, and can it be fixed? What's good, y'all? If you're new to the channel, my name is Zach Lauer, and in this video, we're going to be going over why the hell the NFL passing is so down. In 2024, NFL offenses are struggling to keep pace. Scoring has dropped noticeably this season, with teams averaging fewer points per game than in recent years. In fact, both points per game and total yardage are down significantly from their peak in 2020, when offenses were far more explosive. This year, with teams struggling to generate the same level of production on the field, teams are just averaging 318 yards per game. Compare that to the 360 peak in 2020. That's outrageous. But it's not just about total yards. Yards per play and points per drive are down as well. And this is really a clear indication that defenses are winning the battle against offenses right now. One of the key reasons for the decline in offense is the too high safety coverage. Defenses are using cover 2, cover 4, and cover 6 much more frequently than they did in previous seasons. These specific schemes prevent deep passes and force offenses to really rely more on shorter, more methodical plays in football. According to data from True Media, the use of too high safety looks has increased from 26% in 2019 to 35% in 2024. This shift has led to fewer big plays and a decline in offensive efficiency. But it's not just the use of these too high safety looks that are hurting offense. Defenses are now really daring teams to run the ball into light boxes. A light box is essentially where there are 6 or fewer defenders lined up near or at the line of scrimmage. And you would really think that offenses would dominate these situations, but that just hasn't been the case this year. With the run rate rising to 40.3% in 2024, offenses are just running the ball more frequently when facing a light box, but they're getting stuffed at an alarming rate. Only 13.3% of runs into light boxes were stopped at or behind the line of scrimmage. In 2024, that number has ballooned up to 16.4%. On top of that, offenses are just straight up playing into the hands of the defenses by throwing shorter passes. The average depth of throw against too high safety look has dropped from 7.8 yards in 2020 to 6.8 yards this year. Quarterbacks are now throwing an average of 3.2 yards shorter of the first down marker than they were in 2020, which was 1.9. This conservative approach may lead to more completions, but it's not generating the explosive plays teams need to get points on the board. So why isn't this approach working? And really, offenses are just simply reacting too conservatively. Instead of challenging defenses deep, offenses are just taking what's being given to them. This take what the defense give you mentality just isn't paying off. While completions are up and drop rates are down, offenses just aren't creating enough explosive plays to change the game. And the numbers back this up. It's crazy because when teams actually decide to challenge too high coverage deep on throws of 15 plus air yards or deeper, they're seeing success like they've never seen before. Teams have a 50% success rate on these plays, with quarterbacks averaging 13.3 yards per attempt and 0.65 expected points added. The data shows that attacking defenses aggressively rather than playing it safe is a better approach. Another reason is we have officially passed the golden age of the quarterback. With the decline of some of NFL's legendary quarterbacks like Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, and Phillip Rivers, this has really left a gap that the younger generation just hasn't quite filled yet. Now, I know we've got CJ Stroud in the wings and Pat Mahomes is still young, but I'm talking to guys like Will Levis, Bryce Young, and Caleb Williams. So what can offenses do to turn this around? First, they need to stop playing into the hands of the defense. The rise of the lighter defensive schemes means that offenses have the opportunity to exploit deep shots, but they need to be more aggressive. One thing teams can be doing is using more pre-snap motion, play action, and deep passes. These strategies have been proven to work and are successful right now. Just look at the teams like the 49ers and the Dolphins. More offenses need to be using these tactics game in and game out. Offenses also need to avoid over-relying on short passes and running into light boxes. The key is balance. Challenging defenses deep when they line up to stop short plays and mixing in enough motion and play action to keep them guessing. I'll say this, as the season progresses, offenses will start to adapt and they will start to see some success, but as of right now, the defense has all the control. Now, my team's the Cowboys, and I already know we're not doing none of this. So if you haven't already, please like, subscribe to the video, and make sure y'all come back for the next video.
Well, I grew up with the best of the National Football League, 60s, 70s, into the 80s. You're talking about deep. figure out, competition committee, somebody, Dano, somebody's got to figure out what that depth is, but it's too far back right now. The NFL is being ruined by these too high safeties.